Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Now, as you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to talk about Game of the Year stuff, okay? Or rather, like, my sort of picks for Game of the Year. Now, I know I normally do like a top 10 of my favourite games of the year, every year. And then they're all really obscure and everybody's pissed off about it. So, but I'm not going to do that this year because, frankly, I didn't play enough this year, I mean, compared to other years, I was relatively out of touch with gaming, or at least buying games. So, I mean, look at this friggin' list. Here's my list, right? You see that? Everything that's scored out, I've already got. But everything that isn't scored out was stuff I was planning to buy and it's not bought yet. And that was just for the holiday season. So I've still got quite a bit I haven't played. But in any case, I've picked a handful of games here, and I'm just going to talk about them. Games that I felt were really standout stuff for 2011 for me. Now, this first one only gets a mention because it's kind of cheating to... damn it, this camera. This one only gets a mention because it's kind of cheating. The Team Ico collection. Obviously, this was like the best game this year, and I was really looking forward to it. But yeah, I just want to mention that. I wouldn't put it in my list because it is just a HD compilation, but regardless, know that it know that it meant a lot to me this year, without a doubt. Okay, and I'm kind of throwing this in here because I feel like I'll get, questioned if I don't. Skyward Sword. Now, I kind of said some things in my collection update about this, and I was planning on doing a full review. Truthfully, guys, the only thing that really disappointed me about this game was like the last, few hours or so, because when it ends, not only do you realise, that it's quite a bit shorter than Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time. There's a total of 7 dungeons in this. Twilight Princess and Ocarina had like 9, and I don't know, that number does show, or at least it does to me. And also the fact that the final boss is an absolute joke. You can beat him in like 60 seconds, or around that, well, the fact of the matter was, it was a pretty underwhelming fight. Everything else, though, was really good, I feel like I was a bit harsh on it whenever I was talking about it, because I was playing it like hell when it came out, I was playing it constantly. I am a really big Zelda fan. It still probably wouldn't make my top 5 Zelda games, but I do like it. I think I feel about this game. You know how Twilight Princess has like this sort of following where everybody's like, "Oh, it's too dark. This isn't a good Zelda game." But they'll still like it. They still like Twilight Princess, but they're sort of their lesser favorite Zelda games. That's probably how I feel about this one. I just wasn't that impressed. That's all. What can I say? But I want to pop it in there anyway. Okay. Now, I've picked 5 games here that I'm going to talk about. These are like the main, I guess, top 5 you could say for this year. And the first one's a very, very obvious one for me. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it. I've talked about this enough. No, there, yeah, yeah, okay. Right. Here we go. Yes, you Americans must be pretty damn happy now, eh? You're getting this motherfucker next year. And good for you, because it was one of the finest games this generation. It really is. This whole hype behind it being like the best RPG of all time, I would agree with it. Maybe not to like my own personal favourite RPG of all time, but it's definitely up there. It's one of the finest RPGs, just period. It really is. I couldn't think of a single flaw with this game, really. I mean, just how faithful it is to the RPG formula and how much it pushes it forward at the same time. It's unreal, to be honest. I really can't wait for Last Story next year. We're getting that. Surely you guys in America are going to get that as well. Pandora's Tower I'm not too fussed about anymore, to be honest, but I'll probably will get it. But yeah, I have a hard time thinking Last Story will beat this in terms of quality. But yeah, either way, 65 hours, that's how much I spent in it. All of it was awesome, just brilliant RPG, I think the genre is really going to have to, step up to sort of compete with this. I mean, you look at Final Fantasy 13, then you compare it to this. Yeah. Right, next we have, and again, these aren't in any particular order, but I am saving what I think my Game of the Year is for last, so yeah. Portal 2, yeah, this is kind of a duh one, you know. It was just, it's a fucking paragon of gaming. It really is, you know. I got the Platinum Trophy on this, the co-op was amazing, the campaign was just fucking brilliant. It's just, I don't know, as you can see, I'm really picking the games that just absolutely ooze brilliance. You know, they've got brilliance coming out of their joints and that, you know, because they're so jam-packed full of it. Or is it repulsion gel? Bad joke. Anyway, but yeah, again, I'm kind of at a loss for words on what to say about this one, because you all know already of its brilliance. When it goes on sale, I'm probably going to rebuy it on PC, you know, for like better community and whatnot. But this PS3 version was brilliant, and actually, if you're going to ask, I sort of fucked up on putting in the code that you get free with the PS3 version into my computer, and I fucked it up, and basically I didn't get my free copy. Which is alright, because I still had this, and it was awesome. So, yeah. I really can't think of anything else to say on that. It was just brilliant, you know. And here's one that definitely has to be on here. Yakuza 4. Now, if you guys will remember, Yakuza 3 was my Game of the Year last year. And this is not my Game of the Year this year, but I would say that this is considerably better than Yakuza 3. By a long shot, really. The sort of things that they've added to this one really shone through, you know, in particularly the 4 playable characters. Because, you know, always having one playable character in the past 3 games got a bit repetitive, you know. It was still fun, but it was like, didn't have much depth to it. The 4 characters really add that level of needed depth to the combat, you know. You really never get bored of it, regardless of who you're playing as. And, the story, this really makes me, I keep saying this, but I feel like the story, especially in terms of the quality and the length of the cutscenes, is on par with Metal Gear. And this game definitely makes you think that, you know. It has, without a doubt, the best final boss, you know, ever. You know, the last hour or so of this game was just absolutely dripping with epicness. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. It was really well put together near the end. Take notes. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to Yakuza Dead Souls. Not as much so as other games, because, you know, it's a spin-off, but I'm sure it'll still be good. But apparently Yakuza 5 is in development. And I don't know what to think about that, you know. I do love this series to death, but I feel like, you know, this whole annualization thing, I don't think Yakuza 5 is going to be made in a year, you know. I'm predicting we're not going to see that until like 2013, and then again that's only going to be in Japan. You know, I don't think it'll come out in 2012 in Japan. If it comes out in 2013, you know, I'll be alright with that, and I'm sure it'll be amazing, so yeah. But in any case, Yakuza 4, definitely one of the best games I played this year, absolutely brilliant. And finally, here's what I guess is my Game of the Year, okay? Now, all these games, maybe regardless of Yakuza 4, were all pretty big name, you know, you all knew what they were, and that's kind of something I always get shat on about whenever I do these Game of the Year videos, you know. My picks are always really obscure, right? And I admit that they are, but it really does come down to what I enjoy most about them, you know. I mean, I got a lot more out of Yakuza 3 than I did, say, Red Dead Redemption last year. That was just how it was, but yeah, this one is definitely under the radar. None of you will know what it is, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective. Now, as you all know, big fucking Phoenix Wright, you know, Ace Attorney fan. This is what the developer of Phoenix Wright went on to make after he left the Ace Attorney team. Apparently he developed it for like a good long while, and this is the result of his efforts, and it is absolutely fucking brilliant. It's got that same level of like epicness and really good writing and storytelling that the Phoenix Wright games do have. There's just more of a game here. What it is, you actually play as like a ghost, and just talking about it gets me goosebumps. And a certain power that you have is that when you interact with dead bodies, you can go back in time to 4 minutes before their death, and you've got to rearrange the environment to try and avoid that death, and that changes the story as you go on. Yeah, it's just absolutely. No, it's like it doesn't sound epic, but it is. It's kind of like how when you're cross-examining a witness in Phoenix Wright, and then you point out a contradiction. It shouldn't be epic, but it is. Well, it's the same here, and my Jesus Christ, it is fucking epic. Yeah, I could go on about this for ages. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, and it did shit, by the way. It came out in January, and it did shit. Didn't sell well at all, and that pisses me off. Because it's my game of the year. It's probably is my game of the year, yeah. So, yeah. That was pretty much it, you guys. Like I said, I didn't want to... I figured I might as well just, pick up on the games that I personally liked rather than doing a whole top 10, because, as you saw from the list, I have a lot to buy still. And, yeah, you'll probably see these games in later collection updates and that, but that's all I'll say for now, so yeah. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Have a Merry Christmas. It's a bit early. Come on. Anyway, bye-bye.